There's one thing that people are not saying about Mark Zuckerberg standing up, turning around, and apologizing to all the people in the room at the Senate Judiciary Committee hearing on January 31st, 2024. He said these words: "I'm sorry for everything you have all been through. No one should go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invest so much, and we are going to continue doing industry-wide efforts to make sure no one has to go through the things your families have had to suffer." And when I heard this and I saw what was going on, everyone in the media that I saw, at least, was like, "Have you seen this moment? We have to talk about this. It's coming right up right after the break. We're gonna show it to you. What do you think? This is a turning point." All this kind of like praise, kind of. And I saw it a different way. What I saw, whenever he said the words, "continue doing industry-wide efforts," that's very similar to the things he had just been saying when he was sitting down in front of the hearing committee members, and he was, seemingly saying things that he had perhaps rehearsed with people beforehand. If you're going to go in front of Congress and you're a billionaire, you probably have people who get together with you and try to hammer down certain like points that you want to make, verbiage you want to use. And so when he stood up and turned around and, as people call it, apologized, it seemed to me like something that had been rehearsed. And it seemed to me like perhaps before the congressional hearing had started, whenever he was preparing, that this was discussed as a potential possibility, because maybe they knew that some of the people were going to be holding up signs of loved ones and friends who either they had lost or had been victimized by different things happening on Instagram or Meta's platforms. And so in my mind, it was maybe, there's no proof, there's no data, but maybe it was rehearsed, because he used verbiage that he had continually been using, industry-wide efforts, industry-leading efforts, and it just didn't come across as genuine to me. And it's something that I noticed that I haven't seen a lot of other people talk about. Why haven't other people mentioned, hey, the things that he said aligned a whole lot with what he had already been saying, as if it was a statement that had been crafted ahead of time, perhaps. So, I'm not saying it was rehearsed. I'm just saying that the fact that it contained verbiage that he had already said when he was sitting in one of the chairs talking to committee members was suspect to me. And with everything that I see going on Meta, all the scams that they host in their paid advertising, thousands upon thousands of scams daily in their paid ads, accepting money from scammers to allow their scams to thrive. Not to mention all the other problems happening that they were discussing in the hearing about young people, children and teenagers or whatever it may be, not children, but teenagers. And, everything happening around elections and whatever. There's a whole lot bad happening on Meta. And I just did not buy what he did. He stood up, turned around and said something. If he had truly spoken from the heart, I feel like I would have been able to tell that, but I could not pick that up whenever I was watching it. And so, that's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say that I don't really buy what happened. Now, that's just my opinion. And like I said, I want to be very clear. I don't have data that shows that he did rehearse that ahead of time. I just noticed that some of the verbiage was the same. Some of the wording he used seemed like it was a little bit PRE, like a press, like a public relations person, like a PR firm sort of a thing. That's what I wanted to say. So let me know if you believe the same thing. There are videos of it all over YouTube, and I don't necessarily need to show it here, but you can go look for it. I didn't really think it was genuine, and I think that for him to stand up, turn around, and say what he said, that had to probably be carefully crafted ahead of time, because otherwise, what if he says something that gets him into potential huge legal trouble based upon an admission? He apologized. He said, "I'm sorry for everything you have all been through. No one should go through the things that your families have suffered. And this is why we invest so much, and we are going to continue doing industry-wide efforts to make sure no one has to go through the things your families have had to suffer." Nowhere in that statement did he say, "I'm sorry for the shortcomings, the issues that Meta has been undergoing are the things that we did wrong. We did things wrong." He didn't say that. And so that's what I'm saying. If you agree with me, let me know down below. If you disagree and you think it came from the heart and what he was saying was genuine, go ahead and tell me that as well. But I had to get this off my chest, because I keep seeing people being like, "Did you see that? That was a really interesting moment. That was a great moment." And I was like, I saw it. I heard it too. I didn't just see it. And a lot of people, I don't think they heard it because the audio, when he turned up and stood up and turned around, there was no microphone in front of him. So different media outlets had to piece together what they had recorded to figure out exactly what he said, because it wasn't picked up really well by the mics. But you could tell what he said if you studied it enough and you looked at enough video, turned up your speakers and listened in. And yeah, so that's what I got. And I hope that you enjoy this video. Let me know what you think down below. Hit the like button, and thank you for watching.